So today we'll continue with the text formulas. Okay, so these formulas deal with processing text. See, there are many things you would do to edit text, or you have some data, a raw dump, which you want to clean it, or you want to extract a part of it, let's say. So you can use all these functions over here. Now let me show you one by one how you can utilize these functions available to us. See, there are three functions: lower, upper, and proper. So these functions are used to change the case of any given text. So it need not be a text particular case. The input can be in any case, either mixed case, uppercase, lowercase. So it doesn't matter. Whatever might be the input, it will try to convert that into lowercase completely. Every character within that text will be changed to lowercase. Let me show you that here. See, Bill MacArthur, it changed to lowercase. Now I'll use upper over here. See, for upper, I'll give this as an input. You can see it changes to uppercase. We also have a function named proper. See over here. So if you select this, it will capitalize the first letter of each word. So that is proper function. It looks like this. So these three functions that you saw now can be used to change the case of the text that you have to lowercase, uppercase, or proper case. So next function we have is len. The len function is used to get the total number of characters present in the text that you select. Now let me choose this. I'll close the bracket. You see, it says 14. Let me give a smaller text. Can you see here? See, but len will also take into account the space character. Even if you have a space here, if you have space here, even that will be included. Including space, you're going to get it. Let me again shorten it for you. I'll say I space T space A space. We have only 4 characters, but we also have space in between. Space is also considered as a character in Excel. So that also gets into this len function. So even that is considered in your len function. Now let's go to find. So this function can be used to find out the character position of any given character. Now if I want to find the position of F within this entire text, it will count the position of that particular character right from the beginning of the text. So from here it will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So even space is counted. So it's the 6th character, 7, 8, 9, and then 10th character will be F. Now let's check if it is working that way. I'll use find function and give F. And one more thing you have to keep in mind, find function is case sensitive. So whichever character or substring. So when I say substring, it is a few characters, not only a single character. You can also include few characters that is within this text. You can use it. So here, now if I say F within double quotes. See, you have to observe this, F within double quotes. If at all you're providing a character directly within a function, you should make sure it is given in double quotes. Any text for that matter. If it is a number, you don't have to worry. Only if it is a text, you have to see that it is given within double quotes. Next, you have to see within text. So where is this character present? Within this text, you choose that, close bracket, press enter. See, it says 10th character. That's what we found even in the manual counting of that character position. We found it is 10th character only. Okay. So, but in the question, they are asking us to find out the position of an opening bracket. Let me go here. I'll change this character to opening braces. See, either you could give the character like this within double quotes directly within the function, or you could also mention that character somewhere in the cell like this. So within a cell, if you mention it, you can go here, you remove this, select this part, press enter, you can find it is still allowing you to, you know, add to this. So if I change this now, if I change this, let's say I want to find the position of W, you can see automatically
Hello.
it's a new character. Yes.
Myself, Orgo Basu. I will join. I'm joining the classes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's your first class, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, Argyvis, you just make sure you listen to the class. This is a live class that's going on. Okay, you experience your training, and then you can discuss your queries with Umarani, the one who gave you the meeting link. Is that fine?
मिस हो गया मेरा
Sorry.
कुछ मिस हो गया मेरा ना अभी स्टार्ट हुआ
It's hardly been 5 minutes.
ओके ओके ओके
Okay, so not a problem. And instead of chatting, guys, you can okay, fine. See over here, instead of chatting, you can stop me in the class and ask me if you have any queries. I'll not be able to see the chats while I'm teaching. That's the reason. Fine. So let's go here. See, I was talking how we can find a given character's position using find function. So we saw we can either give the character in a separate cell like this, or you could also mention it within the function using double quotes if it is a text character. Next, so if I have two instances of the same character, so here I don't have W repeating twice. I'll go here, I'll give opening braces. We have this opening braces repeating twice. So you can go here, you can go here. Let's say I want to find out the second instance of the opening braces. So where exactly this is starting. So we can use this start num position. So you can see this. This is an optional parameter. See, the one that has got square brackets is optional. Even if you don't give this, the function will work. Now this is used in a special case. So as I want to see the second instance, so it gave me the position of first opening bracket. I would like to know the position of second opening bracket. Then I'm going to use the start num. So I'll go here, I'll give a comma. Start num, I have to give 13. See, I know the first instance of opening braces was at the 12th character. So next to 12th character is from where I have to search for the second instance. Then I'll mention 13 and press enter. I'll get the second instance of opening brackets here. Okay. So is it clear to you, all of you? So the next function is left. Now let me go here. See, we have functions like left, right, and mid. So these functions are used to extract the characters from a given text. So, but in different directions. So if I'm using left, it starts printing from the text that I have selected the number of characters I specify. Now we have Annie Phillips. So the question is find the first name of the employees. I only need the first name of all the employees here. Now let's see how to get the first employee's first name. I'll give equal to till left. You look at the parameters here. It is asking for text. Text is this one. The next parameter is number of characters. So how many number of characters do you want to print from this text? So Annie is 5 characters, and give comma 5 close bracket. You see, you will see Annie. But if you see, I'll copy paste this to other cells. It doesn't work. You look at this. We only want Rob here, not Rob D. And we have Macomb Pingold. So the full name is not printed. That's because we mentioned the number of characters as 5. So it is only printing 5 characters from all the names. So what you should understand is all employee names doesn't have 5 characters in their first name. It could be more than 5 characters or less than that. So how to make this dynamic? Now when I say dynamic, it should automatically get to know how many characters are there in the first name of any given employee name. And then it should consider printing it here. So we'll use a trick. We use this find function. Find function. What to be found? Let's say find space character. Why? Because you see, how are we going to differentiate this is first name, this is last name? Just because we have got space character here. Correct? So any name or any number of characters before the space character will be the first name of an employee. So what I'll do, I'll find the position of space character and I'll give that in place of number of characters here. Now let's do that. I'll go here, equal to, I'll find, see space is also a character. I have been telling you this. Give that in double quotes. You open, you give double quotes, space, double quotes again, comma within this text. Close bracket, press enter. So now we got this. Space is in the 6th character. See, I want only 5 characters from this name. So I'll go here, I'll subtract 1 from it. I don't want all the space also to be printed in the result. So I'll subtract 1 character from it. So now I'll just copy this. I'll copy this excluding equal to, you see, we are not copying this equal to symbol. I'll copy only this part, press enter, you go here, in place of 5, you just paste it. After pasting, press enter again. Now you copy paste it to other cells. You see, it's taking the exact first name. And even here it's taking perfectly. Davis, Nikki, Tammy. So you have got the exact first name of all the employees getting printed here. Or whatever is it is going to first find out the position of space and it will print all characters before the space. So that's how you're getting all the first names printed here. Okay. So next, let's go for the next example, that is right function. So just like this left function, we also have a right, but it will print from the right side, that is from the end of the text. Left printed from the left side, that is from the beginning of the text. Right will print from the end of the text. Now let me mention it here, right. And the example suggests us to print the last name of the employees. So I want the last name to be printed here. So what do we do? Select the text. Phillips is 7 characters and give 7 here. And close the bracket, press enter. So you see, I copy paste this to other cells. Again, this also doesn't work well with all the names that we have. So what's the trick? Again, I have to use the space character position to get the perfect results for getting the last name. So I'll go here again, say find space character. and we'll find space within this text. Close bracket, press enter. So this says 6. We want 7 characters. I can't add 1 to it. I'll tell you why. Say over here, we have Diana Stone. The name is Diana Stone. You see, I'll drag this to other cell. This also gives me sixth character. Even for this name, it's fine. The few names, it is okay. We come to this name, Michael. The position of space is eighth position. I mean, the character is at the 8th position, space. But look at the last name. It is only 3 characters. So here I can't say 8 plus 1, which will be wrong. So you should check this. For different scenarios, you need to check whether your logic is okay to apply. See, for these 4 names, you could easily say add 1 to the space character and it will work. Yes, I agree with you, but see, look at this. This is only 3. So these things will not work with this one. So what do we have to do? What I'll do is I'll include length character. See, length of this entire string. I'll find out the length of this and I'll subtract the position of space from it. See, I'll tell you how this logic works. So now you drag this to other cells, you check this. See, stone, Stone, it is 5 characters. You can see that. Morrison, it is 8 characters. That also you can see. So Lee is 3. So you're getting the exact number of characters present in the last name. So how did we get this? So you look at this. I told you to find out the first name. What did we do? We found the character position, and what I said, all characters before space is going to be your first name. Fine. To find out the last name, we are using write function. See, here I can't go by the same logic. So what I'll do, so this is our entire text. So I know the last name has got only these many characters. So what I'll take the entire length till the space character. I'll subtract. So this first name wala characters will be removed from it. Rest of them will be the number of characters in the last name. So that's how you will get it here. I'll go back. I'll copy this. Press enter. You go here. In place of 7, you paste it. Now you copy paste this to other cells. It'll work like a magic. See, you get the exact last names of all the employees here. So you need to think carefully. The logic that you're applying is going to work with all scenarios or not. Okay, don't just go by a single name. Just check for different scenarios here. Okay, check for different scenarios and then form your logic. You know all the other functions, but in combination. So how to combine the functions to make it work for you dynamically is what you have to think of. You need to think of a logic which will work for all the inputs that you have. Okay, so do you have any doubts here? Left function and right function.
Ma'am, can you explain the right function again? The logic, last logic, I can't understand. By which you got all the last names properly.
Yes.
Can you explain another time, ma'am, please?
Yeah, sure. See here, I've taken a blank workbook. Let me explain it to you here. See, what did we do? If, let's say, I gave this name. So this is the name that we have. I'm just taking a single example over here. Okay. So I'll increase the font. Mute yourselves, guys. Mute yourselves.
Okay.
So now I'll number this so that you'll know the character positions. And yes. So we have this now. Now to get to know the first name. So let me show you this again. See, to find out the first name, what did we do? We use left. So first of all, let me take the text here. So the text is Diana Stone. So I'll use left function. Text is this. We gave the number of characters by using find function and finding the position of space character within the same text, and we got this. See, what does find do? Find will count the character position from the left side, that is from the beginning itself. So it will say space is at the sixth character. So I know it is going to print even the space character, so I'll give -1 over here. So this is done with first name, but last name will not work like this. You can see right function. I use this as the text. Number of characters. If I again use find, see space character within the same text. You look at this. See, in this it works, but position of space is going to be equal here. So in this name it is going to work. So let me change this. I'll say, so if the name is like this, so now it doesn't work over here. That is because, see, find will give me the space character as 6, but we are trying to print the characters from this side, from right side. So I should know only this part, only the last name characters. So for that, what I'll do, I'll take the entire length. Length is 9 characters. From these 9 characters, if I subtract 6 characters, so what is left? Only 3 characters. So that's how you get it exactly. The last remaining number of characters will be your last name. So you need to tweak this formula. You should go here, say length of this with this name minus position of space. See, length of this name is 9. If I subtract position of space, that is 6, we get 3. So that's how you are getting the last name. Is it clear to you now, all of you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's go for this mid function. Just give me a second, guys.
Ma'am, one thing I need to ask you, like if there is a name like first name and last name together, how can we separate the first name and the last name?
That's what we did until now, using
No, no,
left function and right
no.
function.
This is like we did it in like one by one. I want to know that this is a employee name is total, and how can I do it like first name in one column and last name in one column?
Use left function in one column and use right function in the next column. You will get the first name and last name in the same sheet. I'm taking it as separate examples here, but that doesn't mean you can't give the functions in 2 different columns. Okay. So what you can do is, if you have first name to be taken in this column, you give the function left over here, you will get the first name, and you can give right function in the next column. So you have many ways to do this, not only left and right. You could also use text to columns. And there is some option known as flash fill. I'll be teaching you in the further chapters.
Ma'am, I tried for the text column, but what happens,
Hmm.
it doesn't takes for all the names because some names may be having surnames bigger or smaller that way.
I'm
Yes, Debashri, what you have to do is first check. That's what I'm telling you. You need to check your logic if it is going to work for all the scenarios. So if it is working for most of the names, even then it is okay. Okay,
Yeah.
even then it is fine. You can go with it, and only few names you have to change the formula in order to get the results. So, but I think text to columns will still work well. Okay, and there is another option known as flash fill. That's a really good one. You don't have to use any formulas at all. You're going to get it you know uh, very easily. So we have that in the further chapters known as data tools, where I'll explain the use of this flash fill in detail. Okay, if you are able to enroll to the classes, you will get to know all these new features, Debashri.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So anyone else? So someone was asking some doubt there.
Uh, yeah, Srividya. So, what if we have two spaces in a name? Like, there are three names.
Mm-hmm. See, always when you use find, it will give you the first instance, Renuka.
Correct, correct.
It will always give you the first instance. So as I said, you could also use second instance to know it.
See, like example, my name is Renuka Pratap R. Okay, if I want to take the last name, that would be R.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've just checked it out. I have worked out for it, but it is
Mhm.
giving me with last name and with my initial. So this formula will not work out because there are two spaces in this. Because we have find out the space only one.
Yes, if you have an instance, so this is the problem. See,
Yeah.
I will I'll just show
No,
you
no.
a
Are
simple
you going to cover
example.
this in future or
Definitely, we have some options
Okay,
to
okay.
solve it. So
Then
as
then
I
it's
said,
fine.
the
Then it's
flash
fine.
fill is going to really work well with this.
Okay, okay. Then it's fine.
Okay. So we'll go for the mid function then. So mute yourselves, guys. Yeah. All of you mute yourselves. So next we'll see this mid function. See, this mid function is used to get the text printed anywhere within the text that you have. It's not going to fix any position here. See, saying left function or right function, they only began from either the beginning or from the end of the text. So suppose you want to print somewhere in between. So even that should be made possible. For that we have this mid function over here. So let me go and give this mid. Okay. So over here, this is the text. See, in this example, we are trying to print all those words within the brackets, only within brackets, and that too the first set of brackets. We are trying to print the first set of the word within the first set of brackets. So give comma. So it will ask you the next function, the next parameter, that is start num. You have to provide the character position from which character you want to start printing it. So in this example, you have to print it from G. So opening bracket position is 12. G's position is 13. I'll give that. Number of characters. See, what is the length of ground? So you this 6 characters. I'll give this. Close bracket. You'll get it. This is for the first instance. Fine. So we can't assume there will be the same word within all the brackets over here. Whatever I type, it should work for me. So whatever is within the brackets, it should get printed here. So how to get this done? So you have to again achieve another way of getting this 13 and 6 using some formula so that it makes your mid function dynamic. Now let's go here. So there is a logic to find this out. I'll give it find a position of, so or I'll just say start num. Start num is the character position of the letter that I want to start printing it from. Next, I should say closing bracket position. And here I'll give number of characters. So these three things I have to find out. Start num is nothing but, see this G is position. See always, as I said, we can't assume ground will be the word present. Any word present over there, it should still work. So I should find out something that is more common in all the product names. So in this case, it is brackets. So the opening bracket, so character next to the opening bracket will be the start num position. So I'll go here, just quickly give, find the position of opening braces within this text. It will get me this. Next, closing bracket position. So even here, find the position of closing bracket, sorry, within this text. And it will get me this. But start num is not 12. It should be 13. So I should add 1 to it. Now, total number of characters. So how do we get this? How many characters have to be printed from G, starting from G? I'll just say 19 minus 13. This will give me the exact number of characters to be printed. So what we could do is, instead of 13, refer to this cell. Instead of 6, refer to this cell. So either go by this, or you could also copy paste the formulas that we have given there. But it will confuse you a lot. That's the reason I am using the cell references here. I'm not discouraging you from copy pasting the formulas, but you need to be a little more careful while doing it. Okay? Try yourself and let me know if you could do that, or this is the best way to go about it. I'll copy down. See, you're getting the text for all of these. So let me go and change the text here. I'll go and give my name here. It should print even that. Whatever I give here, it should print it. Irrespective of the text that is present here, it should print it automatically. Okay. So this was the mid function. Let's go for the other function here. Substitute. So this function is really helpful when you have a new character to be provided in place of an old character. See, again, there are a lot of ways to do this one as well. You can go for find and replace. So these things are, you know, quite quick rather than using the functions like substitute. But they come with some limitations as well. Now let me show you. I want to remove all these hyphens over here. Now when I say that, see, I can go here. You can also say hyphen, replace this hyphen with nothing, and say replace all, close. You see what happened? It will remove it. So this was quite easy. What if I wanted to remove only the first hyphen and keep the second hyphen? This is not possible in find and replace. So for these things, you have to rely on function like substitute. Now let me show you that. Substitute text is this. See, the example is remove hyphen in the product ID. Old text is your product ID. In the product ID is hyphen. This is what I have to remove it. And since it's a character that I'm typing there, give that in double quotes. New text. See, if you want to replace with some other text, you give it, or you just close it. See, I don't want it to replace it with any other new character. I'll just give it. So just give a comma. I missed it. And press enter. It will remove all the hyphens over here. Now, as I said, I want to keep the second hyphen. I only want to remove the first hyphen. Now go here. You have another instance number. So here you can mention which hyphen should be removed, which hyphen should be retained. So I'll give another comma. See, now it displays. So I'll say first instance should be replaced with nothing. So the first hyphen should be removed. Can you see this? The first hyphen is removed, second hyphen is retained. So not only for removing, you can also give a new character. See, in place of new text, instead of hyphen, let's say I would like to give slash. You give that character, that will be substituted here. See, if you mention the instance number like this, it will substitute only in that instance. See, I gave 2, so second hyphen is replaced now. First hyphen is being displayed. Now, if I want to remove all hyphens and place slash over there, I should not mention this number. You remove it, it will give slash wherever it finds hyphen in your text. In all those places where hyphen is there, it will give you slash. So substitute can be used for these things. Okay, it's a really good way to give a new character in place of an old character. So as I said, for this function to work, you need to have some character to substitute with a new character. It will find the place of the old character, and in that place it will substitute something new. So it's essential that you have something to substitute there. Next is concatenate. See, you all must have heard this word. Concatenate means to join. Now, if I have this first name and last name kept separately, I would like to combine it and display that as a single name. So, what you could do is type concatenate, okay, and you select the text in whichever order you select. In the same order, it will concatenate for you like this. But let's say I want to give some space here. You mention space explicitly like this and then give enter. It will give you the space like this. So this is one way of concatenating the strings. The other way, let's say I'll give equals, select this, ampersand, give space in double quotes, another ampersand, and give this. This also works. See here I did not use concatenate. This is another way of concatenating strings. Instead of using this concatenate function, you could also get it done using ampersand symbol. This is known as ampersand. Okay. So there are some new functions that have been included in the latest versions of Excel. They are known as text join and concat. Let me show you how they work. So they have made the use of this much simpler. See here you just have to select the strings. It will join for you. You don't have to give a comma after each cell that you select. It will concatenate just by selecting all the strings. So let me change it. Now if I give it this way, it will give me everything in single line. Okay. So this is concatenate. Now suppose I wanted space in between. So how to introduce that? So we'll use text join for it. Just say equal to text join. Select this. See, the text join in the very beginning will ask you to provide a delimiter. How do you want to separate each word that you select? You need to give that. So I'll say I want it to be separated by comma and give this. And you should mention whether you have to ignore empty cells or not. I'll give ignore in the first case. Okay, I'll show you without, if I include that, what will happen. So currently I'm ignoring it. Ignore empty spaces. And I'll try to select all these words together. See, all these words have been separated by a comma here. Suppose I delete it. It is going to ignore it. It's not there over here. Can you see? Leave was there. Now if I delete it, it has ignored and it has continued combining all the other words. Suppose I did not give ignore. I wanted to include it. So just change this to false. See, now you have a blank character over here. Can you see this? Shannon and Melinda. Between that, you have a small space indicating this cell is blank. Okay, if I give some text here, it will be displayed. So even these functions work really great to combine your text. But this is available only in 2019 version or Office 365. Concat and text join is available only in the latest version. Okay, so make sure if you have the latest version of Excel, you can explore it. Otherwise, you always have the traditional way of concatenating with an ampersand or concatenate function that we have here. Okay, is that all clear to you? Substitute, concatenate. Do you have any doubts here, guys?
Yes.
Do you have any doubts?
Show the text function once again.
Text join, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me repeat that for you. So you just have to give equal to text join. See, this is available, as I said, only in the Office 365 or 2019 version of Excel, not prior to that. In older versions, you don't see this text join. Okay, so see, if you are using text join, it will ask you to give the delimiter. Either see, whatever delimiter you provide, that will be separating each word you select here. Okay, so I'll say this time let me give this symbol. Any symbol, you can give any symbol. So I'm just giving greater than symbol here, and I'm saying ignore empty cells as true. And next I have to choose all those cells which I have to combine. I'll just go on selecting like this. Close the bracket, press enter. See, all those words are combined, and you can see it is separated by this greater than symbol here. Okay, and it will ignore blank cells. So if I delete something, you don't see any difference here. Okay, because we gave true for ignore empty cells. So if you gave false, it will show you that there is a blank over there. Okay, it's clear now.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me go with the other functions that we have here. See, text function. So we were working on this text function yesterday as well when I was teaching you the date function, date value. So now I'll show you how exactly to use this text function. See, as I said, this text function is used to change the format of a given number. And the output of this text function is a text itself. It's not going to be some date or something. Okay. So you can also go here. See, you can choose and change the number format. This is one way of doing it. Why do we use text? See, the reason is I don't want to change anything the format of this. I don't want to change this, but I want this to be given as an input to some other function. Then I can use it. Yesterday we saw this example where the input was something like this. Correct? So if I had to display this like a date, I first use text function to make it look like a date. It's not a date, but it will make it look like a date. For that, I chose this. The format that I gave is 0, 0, 0, 0, 4 zeros, and zeros are used in the formatting to represent numbers. Okay, any digit is represented by zeros in formatting, in number formatting especially. So 4 zeros indicate 4 numbers, okay, 4 digits, and give another 2 and give another 2 zeros. So this is how I want this number to be displayed now. See, it displays like this, but it's in the form of a text. Now this, if I give it as an input to date value, it will give me the value of this particular date, the equivalent number for this particular date. Now if I go change it to date format, so it will show you exactly like this. See, this is what we learned yesterday, but today again text function, I'll show you how we can use it for other things as well. Here they're asking us to show the employee ID as 8 character long by adding leading zeros. See, when I say leading zeros, zeros in the beginning like this. Now I have to give this 1017082. I given an extra 0 here. Let me remove. Now it is 8 characters exactly. See, wherever the employee ID is less than 8 characters, it should display me 0 in the beginning. If it is more than 8 characters or equal to 8 characters, let it be like that. I don't want to change it. Only when it is less than 8 characters, I want to give zeros in the beginning. See, if you type zeros in the beginning and give some number, it will not accept. It will show you the number itself. I'll go and change this to number. It will show you only this number. Now if I want zeros in the beginning, then I have to change the format. Let me go here. I'll use text. This is the value that I want to change. See, I said for formatting numbers, if you are using 0, 0 indicates a numerical digit, a placeholder for it, just like you have units, tens, hundreds. In the same way, so 0 is represented, used to represent any given numerical digit here. So I want 8 characters, fixed 8 characters. I'll give 8 zeros here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you can see how exactly it's displaying. Drag it, you will get the result. Okay, so things are possible like this. So suppose I increase the number more than 8 characters, it will display exact number over here. Only if the number is less than 8 character like this, it will give zeros in the beginning. Let me reduce it. It will increase the number of zeros as long as it's not 8 characters. Okay, are you all clear with it?
Yeah, ma'am.
So the next function, repeat function. So there are some functions like find, len, repeat. They don't make any sense to us when we use it individually. So you might be thinking, why should we find a character position? Why should I know the length of any text? But if at all you are combining it with other functions, you saw the examples here in left, right, and mid. We used this find function, len function to make it dynamic. So it changed the game when we included the functions like find and length there. It took all the position of space, character, and these things automatically. So repeat is also one such function which doesn't make any sense when you use it individually. So if I give repeat, This blindly repeats any given character or text the number of times you mention. So let's say I'll give hi. I want this to be printed 10 times. It will just print it 10 times. Simply. But you can put this function to use if you are combining it with the other things. So you need to have a purpose here. So you see, the question says you need to give X in the end. The X character has to repeat in the end of the investment number to make it 12 character long. See, the investment number might change in the number of digits. It might not be 6 characters always. So you can see here, it's only 6 characters. You look at that in the formula bar. You don't go by this comma. Comma is a number format applied. So it doesn't count for your length of the numbers. Okay. So it might be 6, somewhere it could be 9 or 5. So irrespective of the number of digits present in this cell, I want the total number of characters of investment to become 12 characters by padding X in the end. It's not zeros here. You have to understand. So giving a character is different, giving a number is different. So here I can't use text. I should use repeat function. So select this. This is our text. How many number of times should X print to make it 12 characters? So we know there are 6 characters here. I know it should print 6 times more to make it 12 characters. Oh, I'm sorry. Repeat. You need to give the character that has to repeat, not the number. X has to be printed 6 times. It will just repeat it. But along with this, I also want the number to be displayed. How to join it? We just learned concatenate.
Concatenate.
Yeah, you can use this, or you can also go for ampersand. This is very simple. It actually makes your formula look a little shorter. We'll go by this. Press enter. You see, it displays. But again, as I said, it's not always 6 times that X has to be printed. It all depends on the number of digits present here. So to get this value, how many times the X has to be printed, to get it automatically, I need to change this formula. I'll give 12. See, 12 is the total number of characters that we want to see in investment. So if anything less than 12, so I'll say len 12 minus length of this number. So I'll get to know how many digits are there in that number and subtract that from 12. I will know how many more X has to be printed to make the number and X together look like 12 characters. So now we got this. See, you can see all numbers will be of equal length now along with the X. So you might have seen your credit card statements or the slips that you get when you swipe in your ATM. So you can see your account number will be hidden like this, or card number will be uh, masked with XXX here. So you can create such patterns as well using this repeat function. So the next important function is trim. See, this looks very simple, but it is really helpful for us when we have to clean some data. So let's say we have some data like this. See, most of the times when we copy paste some data from the browser or an XML file, you see it is not arranged properly on your Excel sheet. Most of the times it will have extra spaces given, some tabs added. So all this fuss will be there. You can't go individual cell and change this. It's going to consume a lot of time. We have function like trim. Trim is a function which will remove all extra spaces within this, and it will leave behind a single space between two words. You just have to give trim, select the cell, it will clean it for you. See, it will remove all extra spaces and leave a single space between two words. Okay, so is it clear? All the functions that you learned till now?
Yes, Srividya, I just have one question in repeat.
Yes, Renuka, tell me.
So just go to that screen.
Yeah, sure.
So you told me that you can add up 6 characters at last.
Yeah.
Okay, like example, if I'm just providing my mobile number, I want starting 2 numbers has to be the number, and rest everything starting 2 numbers and last 2 numbers has to be the numbers, and the middle one has to be X.
Yeah, that is also possible. You can get it done. Only thing is you need to use some functions. So you want the first two characters, I mean the first two digits
And last two
and the
digits.
last two digits.
Yeah.
You can use left and right and this repeat in the middle and concatenate the results of all these three.
Okay, let me try and
You
get
try
back to
and let me
that.
know. So
Sure.
that's how you can get it
So
done.
you told me that we can do it by left and right, and then we have to.
Yeah, in between, how many X have to be printed? You're going to take that. So anyways, it is constant, right? So you
Yeah,
can
correct.
type it somewhere and concatenate. Let me show you quickly. Mute yourselves.
Sure, sure.
So let's say this is a phone number. Okay. So I'll remove the, I'll make it general. Okay. So this is how it is. Now you want the first two numbers, the last two numbers. In a mobile number, we have 10 digits. So first two and last two, in that, in between, I know 6x has to be printed. It's a fixed number of characters, so I'm just typing it. You don't have to go for the repeat function always. So I'll just type x 6 times. So now over here, I'll use left. Left of this, I know from the beginning, I want 2 characters. Give this, you'll get it. And from the ending also, I need 2 characters. I'll use right. Choose this, just say 2. It will print 2 characters from the end. And you can concatenate all these together. I'm using concat here. You can also go for concatenate, but you have to choose one by one. That's the problem. I'll use concat. I'll just select this.
Understood.
You will get it done. You can create such patterns with, so you just have to know what combination of formulas you need to use to get the results. Okay, I can't say you will get this scenario tomorrow. No, I can just explain you how this will be helpful, where you can use it. So it only helps you when you use it in various scenarios that you face in real time. And see, these are examples taken from real time only. So these are some scenarios that we have taken, that we have worked in our projects. So I can give you such examples. But again, you might be facing some different situation altogether. So you should know what combination of formulas will work for you. Okay? Okay, fine. So let me share another screen to you. So we are done with formulas now. I'll show you different types of errors. So this is different types of errors. See over here, this chapter is nothing to do with any practice. So what you have to do when you encounter such errors, how to get it solved or how to avoid it. Okay. So this chapter is basically to give you an information and an overall outline on what you can do if you get some errors when you use formulas. It's not that if you are perfect, you'll not get errors. Everyone, so even experienced people do get errors. Okay, when you get it, how to handle those errors. So where to search, what might be causing that error, we'll see. in this chapter. Okay, see, most of the times you will see such hash symbols. It's not a big error, and it's not an error as well. You just have to increase the column width to accommodate the number there. It is solved. It's a very simple thing, so you don't have to panic when you see hash hash in your Excel sheet. It only says the column width is not enough to accommodate the number that you have provided. Next, we have division by zero error. So this error occurs whenever you try to divide any given number by zero. Now let me go here. I'll give a simple formula, nothing to do with growth percentage. Just don't go by it. I'm trying to divide current year by prior year. And I'll copy paste this to other forms. So you can see division by zero here. That's because this number is getting divided by 0. It could also happen if you have any blank cell over here. Even then you will get division by 0 error. Or you can also say I have 17975. So here I have some function which is doing this cell minus this cell. It's going to give me 0. Then also you might be getting this. Okay, it's giving me some text here. Let me give the formula again. This divided by this. Oh, okay. So wonder, I don't know how it's working, but it should give you division by 0 error. If at all you have any blank cell or 0 typed here, it is going to give you division by 0 error over here. Yeah, the problem is, see, I'll tell you how it did not give that. This minus this, we did this. So it is trying to divide this number by this number first. Okay, so let me go here. Minus this. Now if I give this, okay guys, let me check. So even I'm wondering how it gives you this result, but it should give you
Just
division
directly
by 0.
mention it as 0 over there.
Yeah, that is working. Even for this equation, it should show division by 0 error because it is evaluating to 0 over here. Now let's go. So I'll come back to this later. But anyways, if you are trying to divide it directly by 0 like this, so we have another 0 here, you will get 0. Okay, so I'll see how we got that, by an equation. Even that has to show division by 0 error. Let's check it. But this occurs whenever you are trying to divide a number by 0. Okay, so you should check for the cell references if there is any blank cell being referred, or if the cell that you're trying to divide from has got 0 in it. So then you will get this division by 0 error. Next is NA error. So this is also one of the most common errors that you see, especially people who are using lookup functions. They get to see this a lot. It essentially means the value that you are looking for is not available in your data selection. I'm trying to give lookup function here. So this is our lookup value. Table array, I'll select this, comma, column index number, I'll give 2 for name and say exact match. You get NA here because the employee ID that we are looking for is not present in our data selection. Anywhere in this data selection, we don't have employee ID that we have mentioned here. So if we give the one that is present, it will give me the answer. So you can see here. But we gave something which is not there in the table, so it is going to give me an error. So you should see whether this value that you're looking for is there or not, or there might be some things like this as well. So you might have typed this in a wrong way. I'll give a space. Still you get an error. See, though it is available here, we gave an extra space. See, if I remove it, it will work. So even these cases also you will see an error. Your value that you have provided here should exactly match with the text that the data that you have selected. Then you will not get an error. So check for these things. So to solve the error that you are getting. The next error is reference error. So you get this in various instances. I'll try to explain it to you with one or two examples. Here I'll say. Now I'll give VLOOKUP over here. I choose this lookup value. I give the table array. Now in place of column index number, I'll mention 8 and say 0. So it will give me reference error. We have only 6 columns in the selection that we gave, but we are trying to refer to 8th column, which is wrong, which is not there, which is not existing over there. So you get this error. So when you are trying to enter a column number which is not present, you are trying to refer to an area which is not available in your selection, then you'll get this reference error. Another instance, I'll show you a few more instances here. So let's go. See here, I'll just select this. I'll paste it here. I want to change the values over here to uppercase. I'll give upper. I'll choose this. You will get the values. See, in a hurry, I'm going to cut this and paste it over. It will give me reference error. I cut and paste it, not copy paste. See, why is it happening? I'll show you. If at all you copy and paste any formula, only the cell reference will change. So you can see here, it referred to this cell. I pasted this formula here by copying. It is referring to this cell now. Only the cell reference changed, but the formula is working fine. But if I cut and paste something, I'll cut and paste it here. The reference will not change. It will be still referring to the same old cells. Okay, so that is the reason you need to be really careful when you are cutting and pasting the cells. So what I did, I cut these cells, I pasted it on the cells that I was referring to, the input cells. I tried pasting it on the same cells. Now they are not there, so it will give me a reference error. This is the second instance. Let me give you another instance. This you people might have encountered. I'll tell you how. So this happens whenever you refer to cells in a different sheet and you delete the sheet from where you were referring to. Even then you will get reference error. Or it could be in the same cell, same sheet. Let's say I have some numbers here. So I'll go here, I'll give some formula. Simple one, I'll give sum. I refer to this cell, comma, I refer to this cell. I need to add them. It's going to add. Suppose I deleted the column over here. I deleted it. You see? See, deleting an entire column is different or an entire cell is different than pressing delete in the keyboard. See, when you say delete after selecting the cell, it will only delete the content of it. But the cell is still existing. You can still refer to that cell. If you remove the entire column or if you delete that cell entirely, even then you get this reference error. Okay. So next I'll show you name error. This is also one of the common ones. So whenever you misspell any function, that's when you get this. So let's say I give VLOOKUP. This is not a correct spelling for VLOOKUP. You'll get a name error. So it only says that name that you're trying to find, the function name, is not present. Okay, you just have to go and change the spelling. It will give you the right ones. Okay. Null error. This is one of the rare errors that you might get. See, this happens for those who type the cell references instead of selecting them. So for them, this error might occur commonly. So I'll tell you one scenario in which you get this. Let's say I'll use sum. I'm trying to add numbers from non-consecutive cells. That is not from the same column or same row. It is going to differ. See, I want to add these numbers and I want to add these numbers. They're not continuous. Okay, it can be anything like this. In order to get the result, I should have given a comma here. See, I forgot that. It will give me null error. In case I went and changed this to a comma, it will give me the result. This is one such example. And let's say, as I said, some people have the habit of typing the cell reference instead of selecting those cells. So even while doing that, if they miss this, if they type something like this, even then you get null error. So you should be really careful when you select the cells. So this comma, colon, these things will matter. When you get null error, just go and check the cell references. And if at all you have given some spaces or you have missed some colon, so that should solve your problem. So next is value error. Let's go here. This is also one of the most common errors that you find. See here, I'll use a simple formula. You just see, I'm trying to multiply this cell with this. We know we can't multiply text with a number. So what happens? It will give you value error. When you try to give improper input to a function, wherever it is asking text, you need to provide it in the form of text only. You can't give some number and assume it to be a text. So even here, we are trying to multiply text and a number, which is not possible. So we will see value here. So wherever it will ask you to provide number or text, you need to provide the same. Otherwise, you will see value error over here. Okay. Next, we have this num error. Even this is also very rare error. You hardly see it, but I assume you all would have seen this E in your calculator, especially when it is not able to show the calculation. The number of digits are running out of your calc, then it shows this E symbol. So this num error is something like that. If your calculation is not logical, or if it is logically not possible to calculate in Excel, it will show you num error. So one such instance is square root of -2. See, if I give this, it will give me num error. So these are some of the errors, or most of them I can say. These are the most commonly occurring errors when you use formulas in Excel. So whenever you get them, don't panic. Just go and check where you need to correct it. Okay. Now that you're familiar when you get these errors, I hope you can go and solve it yourselves. Is that clear to all of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.